In terms of spending, sometimes it's helpful to know where you fall compared to the quote-unquote average American. So today, we're specifically looking at grocery spending because it is a massive pain point. This one expense always in people's budget seems to go over. So make sure to stick around to see where you fall with all of the averages and how you can save money every month. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share this episode with a friend. All right, you guys, so here are a few numbers to kind of give you a clear picture of the grocery cost landscape out there. And these are based on a few factors, but these numbers are monthly. So the USDA estimates per month that one person's food budget is around $297 to $558 for one person's food budget. So again, I like rounding numbers, so like $300 to $550. Next is $614 to $963 per couple. So if it's just a couple, you got about $600 to $950. And then for a family of four, you average Americans out there, you families out there, $996 to $1,603. So $1,000 to $1,500, basically, if you are a family of four. Now, some of you may be kind of like freaking out because either you're like, oh my gosh, we're way over, or maybe some of you were like, oh, we're way under. And I'm going to be honest, when I saw those numbers, I immediately went to the grocery line item in my every dollar budget. And I was like, all right, we're doing pretty good. We're actually a little bit below the family average, if I'm being honest with the Cruze budget. And then what I didn't calculate in my head was Costco. And Costco's its own separate line item in our budget. And I thought, oh, if you add Costco, then we're probably right back there at the average. But again, always kind of knowing where you're at is helpful just to know, okay, are we under, are we over? And again, depending on your situation, you may not have a lot of control over it. But again, just kind of comparing, it's good to know. Now, if you feel like inflation has affected your family's grocery spending, then you are not wrong because Americans spent approximately 2.4% more on groceries from March of 2024 to March of 2025. And again, 2.4% may not feel like a lot, but when you're looking at those numbers, a bump month after month, you're going to feel that. Okay, so now that we've talked about your what and why this is happening, let's talk about how. So how much should you be spending per month depending on your financial status and your goals? Now, regardless of where you are, you guys, you need to be budgeting. When you know how much you plan on spending and you stay within that number, that's going to give you such control and such power. Every Dollar is my favorite budgeting app. You can download it. I'll put a link down below. But this is going to help you actually keep track and know how much you're spending per month. So let's look at the breakdown, though, of what the USDA says as of 2025, what you should be spending on groceries. So for singles, if you do a thrifty or a low cost plan, that'll cost you around $297 to $372. Now, I like round numbers, so you got about $300 to $350. A moderate plan would be $386 to $458. So closer to that $400, $450 range. And then more of a liberal plan. You're just spending where you want to spend. Around $493 to $558. So $500 to $550. Those are for singles. All right, couples, if you want a thrifty or low cost plan, $614 to $627. That range is not a lot. So right over $600. A moderate plan is going to cost you $774 plus, and more of a liberal plan, it's going to be $963 plus. So when you look at that as a couple, that's what you're seeing the breakdown as. Now, as a family of four, if you want a low-cost plan, it's going to be around $996 to $1,076. So right at that $1,000 mark. If you can grocery shop for $1,000 as a family per month, you're doing good. Now, a moderate plan, you bump it up, get a little bit bougier, that's going to be $1,326. And then the big plan, the liberal plan, where you're just spending and enjoying, that is $1,603. Now, before I share my recent go-to grocery hack, I do want to tell you about one of our sponsors, Christian Healthcare Ministries. So more than 100 million Americans carry medical debt, which shows that traditional coverage often leaves people to face big bills alone. So families need more than just coverage. They need community. And that's why I love Christian Healthcare Ministries. CHM is a budget-friendly, faith-based alternative to health insurance, and they've paid over $12 billion in medical bills. I mean, that is faith in action. With CHM, there are no networks, no insurance headaches. CHM is where your faith and your finances agree. So go to chministries.org/budget to learn more today. All right. So when it comes to grocery shopping, if those numbers freaked you out, if you just thought we can do better, because I'll be honest, that's even how we are. Like, you kind of get into this pattern of where you shop and what you buy. And ours is pretty consistent, I would say, most weeks. But when you just think, hey, we need to uproot all of this and we need to figure out a way to save money, can I tell you the best hack that I have, and I'm not kidding, it is literally still shocking to me how amazing it is. That is shopping at Aldi. Y'all, Aldi is incredible. So you're going to get more of like a basic shopping experience. But when I tell you that we have saved hundreds of dollars per month, that is what we have found. Now, Aldi, on average, is saving shoppers up to 36% for households on their shopping list. And a family of four, you guys, that's almost $4,000 a year that they are saving just by shopping at Aldi. So when I talk about college and avoiding student loans and all that whole conversation, I always say the number one mistake people make is where they go to school. That school choice is going to factor in whether you're going to hit your budget or not when it comes to tuition. The same is true with groceries. If you go shop at the nice organic store, it's not bad if it's in your budget and that's what you want to do, that's fine. But if you're looking at ways to save money, and I'm going to say even save time, because the simplicity of Aldi, I have found, like, I'm in and out faster, is to be able to say, okay, where I shop, the moment I step into a store, that's going to really determine how much I spend. So why is it so cheap? Well, it's because they do a lot of small, subtle things to cut the overall cost for you. So think about this. There's no music in Aldi. So when you go in, yeah, you're not hearing, like, I don't know, whatever the musics are, because they're not paying royalty payments. So they're saving money as a store, which is going, again, back to you as the consumer. You pay for and put your cart up yourself. So you do have to have a quarter, and I've learned this, but you slide that quarter in and you get a cart, shop, you return it, you get your quarter back. But that means that they have minimal staff so that they don't have to have people that they pay to go and return carts. Because for some people, that's their full-time job. They go and gather carts in the parking lot and bring it back. There's none of that. And also, overall, they have minimal staff. So sometimes the shelves are not fully unpacked. So it can kind of feel like a Costco vibe to a degree, where it's still like the big boxes that you see and you just take out of the boxes. But for me, it is, I'm like, all day. And then even their variety, y'all, there's not like an overwhelming amount. Some grocery stores that I would shop at, it's like, I need cheddar cheese. And there's like literally 84 different versions. And I always end up grabbing the same one. But this one, it was like, oh no, there's like 3 or 4 you get to choose from, or whatever it is. And you're like, thank you. Like, even the mental calories of having to choose things is slimmed down. So I love it. Now, if you need a spending check in other categories outside of food, make sure to check out my episode, 5 Quick Ways to Cut Costs, Even If You Overspend. Click right here to check it out. Or if you're listening on podcast, I'll put a link in the description. All right, you guys, remember to take control of your money and create a life you love. So today we decided to lean into the fun, and there are a handful of financial topics in this bowl that are controversial. And I'm going to pull one out, share my hot takes. It's going to be fun. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share this episode with a friend. All righty, y'all ready? First topic. Dun, 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 dun. Using credit cards for points. Oh yeah, I see you, credit card. I see you. Okay, listen. Here's the thing. I get that there's a game, and I get that people are like, okay, but I did this. I got to fly to Alaska and then to Tokyo and then to Dubai, all for free, first class, because my credit card points, like whatever. Okay, I hear you. But what we have to understand is, like, they are playing the game on the other end, and they are making billions of dollars, you guys, like so much money off of us. And to understand, okay, they are winning at a game, and I am not. So what you don't see in some of that is not only the amount of money you tend to overspend when you use other people's money, and that has been proven through studies, and also the fact that you may be paying your credit card off every month, and you're like, yeah, but I'm not paying interest. Well, it's the people that aren't paying their credit card off every month, and some of these people are very much struggling, that then that's how the perks get paid to get paid out to other people. So like the whole thing about it, I don't like. And I don't like the idea of a credit card either because I don't want to bill at the end of the month. Like I want to pay for the thing in the moment for my Jersey Mike sub or whatever it's going to be, like in the moment, and then I'm going to be done with it. And so there's something about living in the present with your money that's really important. So get the credit cards out of here. I know that's controversial. All right. Should the government forgive student loan debt? Okay. I mean, my heart, let me say this, my heart and my head say two different things because my head says, which is the truth, that, you sign up for something, you owe it. Like that's what it is. Like that is the truth of it. And to have other people pay for something that you signed up for, I could see is not fair. Like I get that. Now, my heart says though that, these 18-year-olds that are signing up for these loans, a lot of them don't even know what they're doing. Like their frontal lobe isn't even fully formed. And it's sadly, the irresponsible people in their lives that are like, go and do it. Yeah, this is great. And then they get themselves in a mess. And so I hate that they take on, some of them, basically a mortgage, like so much money, some of them hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. And nobody seems to, talk to them about this, or the industry isn't like, hey, that's probably not a great idea. And they're 18-year-olds doing this. So like my heart, I hate it. I hate it so much because I don't think it's fair in one way that you're 18 and you sign up for this and you may not even know what you're signing up for. You may not, you don't realize it. But then on the other hand, you sign something, you got to pay it. So, that's a hard one, but is what it is. All right. Getting a prenup. Okay. My take on prenups, my knee jerk is always a no. I don't like the idea of saying like, okay, well, this is mine and this is yours. And if something happens, like, we get all this divided up. I don't know. There's something about it that I'm like, you just want the idea of marriage to be what it is, like this lifelong commitment, right? But then on the other hand, knowing that doesn't turn out half of the time. And if you have a lot of assets going into a marriage, then that is the one time that I would say, yeah, maybe a prenup is not a bad idea. If there's a major financial discrepancy, then there's a time and a place for it. So I'm not a black and white no on prenups or a black and white yes. Some people are like, no matter what. But I'm like, no, I'm sorry. The 2014 Honda Civic, okay, sorry. If the assets get divided towards let that be part of it. I don't know. There's something about this gatekeeping I don't like. But if there is a discrepancy there and you feel like this would be a wiser move to do the prenup, yeah, I get it. Next, giving 10% of your money or more away. So we always say to be giving regardless of where you are financially. And a lot of people think, well, gosh, but I could be using that money to get out of debt or to save up for my emergency fund or do other things with it. But when you are talking about money, you're talking about the whole person because we are the ones handling our money. And the character that you put on as a person throughout your financial journey is so crucial. And when you give and you live your life with an open hand, there is a selflessness. There is a place of serving and giving and sacrifice that's really beautiful. And having that to be a part of your life and your character, regardless of where you are financially, I'm on board with. Before I see what else is in here for us, let me tell you about one of our incredible sponsors, Delete Me. So if you don't remove your personal data from the internet, it's basically like a billboard for everyone to see. It's your name, your address, your email, even your kids' names are out there on sketchy data broker websites. And those data brokers then collect your data and sell it, and that puts you at risk for scams and fraud. But the good news is Delete Me removes your data and helps protect you from phishing, harassment, and other online threats. Your family's safety and financial security are way too important to leave exposed. So go to joindeleteme.com/Rachel for 20% off their annual plans, bringing your monthly cost to under $9 a month, or click the link in the description. All right, next up, what do we got? Sports betting, day trading, and crypto. No. All of this. Yeah, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of sports betting. I think it's stupid. I mean, do what you want with it, but I mean, it can lead to some dark places. And there are a lot of stories out there, you guys, where people get in over their heads, and it's not good. Not good. Day trading, it's very risky. I'm exhausted. I'm sorry. I don't have time to sit there and be on my phone on Robinhood and like, no, I can't. So mutual funds, long-term investments, high yield savings. I mean, all of it. I'm like, just go, let it be, and let it ride the wave. And I just want to enjoy my life and have some peace and not be looking at my phone all the time. Even though I do sometimes for social media, I don't want to look at it to day trade. And then crypto, I'm just not a fan. I think it may become legit here in a little bit. And some people are like, it is legit now. And I'm like, no, it is so freaking all over the place. And the amount of calls we get on the Ramsey Show with crypto scams is horrible. So it's an industry I'm not willing to be in on right now. And a lot of people love it. And the crypto bros like think it's amazing. But again, I'm old school and I have a lot of peace in my life because of it, I think. So there's that. All right, next. Paying for kids' college using home equity. No, do not pull equity out of your home to pay for your kids' college. No, 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 no. Your kids, they can go in-state. They can go to a community college, scholarships and grants. They can work. They can take a gap year, work, save a lot of money. I mean, there's ways to do the college thing, but taking equity out of your home to do it, that's a hard no for me. Next, having a 15-year versus a 30-year mortgage. Okay, so we always recommend a 15-year because part of getting out of debt quickly is putting systems in place that help you do that. And 15-year, it's going to help you get out of debt and pay off your mortgage in 15 years. Now, hopefully you do it sooner than that. We see that a lot of people are paying off their homes in like 9 years, 8 years, which is amazing. But the idea that the 30-year, everyone's like, I can pay it like a 15. So listen, it's just one of those things. Put yourself in a system that's going to get you to where you want to go the most efficiently, and a 15-year does that. Now, if you want more information when it comes to real estate in general, go to ramseysolutions.com/real estate, and you can access our dashboard. And there's so many helpful resources and tools on there when it comes to the home buying process and just kind of what's going on in the market. So that's a fantastic place to check out. All right, last but not least. Charging kids rent if they move back home during or after college. I'll be honest, I'm not like the biggest fan. I get the motivation is because you want them to feel like they are contributing something, or if they were out on their own and paying their own rent, it'd probably be more expensive, but at least they're doing something so that's in their budget. Like all of that I understand. But if it's for a season, because I'm not a fan of someone living at home for like a long period of time. So for a season, I probably wouldn't charge my kids rent. Just because I want them to be able to like have their budget, know what they're going to do when they launch into the real world and actually start to live on their own, that part of budgeting and part of paying for things is already going to be mapped out and they know it's happening. So I think some parents want to for like responsibility's sake. So it's not a wrong thing. But I don't think it's absolutely 100% necessary. All right, my controversial hot takes don't end here. Make sure to check out 6 things I teach about money that'll make you angry or wealthy. That's coming up after this. Or if you're listening on podcast, I will put a link below. All right, you guys, remember to take control of your money and create a life you love.
I'm going to stick to my budget as much as you do, but we all know that life happens. And so I was thinking about it and I was like, man, especially with like school starting and things going on in life, I'm like, it is so hard to predict every single thing on the first of the month when we create our budget. And so if you have been budgeting or haven't, always remember prioritization is so key. So food, shelter, utilities, transportation, your 4 walls need to be covered first, and then everything else. But another really crucial part to having your budget work is to have a miscellaneous category. You guys, this is huge. I went back on every dollar, my budgeting app, to see what we used our miscellaneous category for in July. And there were like 8 transactions in there. So I was like, oh my gosh. And like, they were like kids' birthday parties that the girls were invited to that I totally forgot about. They needed some cases for school. So I was like, let's go ahead and just get that in July. Like it was just kind of these random things that I wouldn't have planned for. I didn't know. And so in order to keep the budget zero-based, where every dollar has a name, you need a catch-all category. So it's a really important part of the budget is the miscellaneous category. And I secretly love it because I feel like you can still spend and like do life. You just throw it in that bucket and you're like, okay, that just goes there. So hope that helps.
So in my current stage of life, the word frugal is not something I would probably use to describe myself, but I have definitely experienced seasons where money is tighter than others. And I'm always impressed with people and their creativity of how they figure out how to save money. And they do it usually to reach a big financial goal. And so it's always inspiring. So today I'm going to react to some videos of people winning by living frugally. And spoiler alerts, I may or may not know number 5 personally. So make sure to like, subscribe, and share this episode with a friend. All right, first up, here is Frugal Millionaire Mom.
I save as a frugal millionaire. I reuse and repair, just like these gift bags, as well as tissue paper, and this cord broke, but a little electrical tape fixed it right up. I always try not to buy something new unless I really have to. And I save so much money by enjoying free or low-cost activities in my area. My library offers free passes to things like museums and aquariums, and that's what our taxes are paying for, so make sure you take advantage of it. Another way I save is by stretching the products that I have, either by using less of it or using it less frequently. And I might be a millionaire, but I am not going to let all that lotion go to waste. And I am not ashamed to buy clearanced out groceries. I save thousands of dollars doing this. Even if it's close to its best by date, I will buy extras and freeze it for later. And last but not least, it is unbelievable the amount of things that you can buy used or get for free from a buy nothing group. And not only is it better for your wallet, it's better for the planet. And if you love saving money too, make sure you give me a follow.
Oh my gosh, so many great things. Okay. Definitely reuse the bags 100%. The tissue paper, that is a Sharon Ramsey and my sister Denise specialty. I can't, y'all. I don't know why. The tissue paper part of me is like, you can buy a massive thing of tissue paper for like $5. Why are we we are remolding the tissue paper. We are taking the wrinkles out and we are folding it nicely and we are going home with the tissue paper. That's what my mom did and my sister did for every baby shower or every birthday party. They saved the tissue paper and I don't know why. It just makes me laugh. I'm like, the bags, absolutely. Like I will save and reuse birthday bags, but tissue paper, I don't. No. The product thing is interesting too because I feel like if I'm on the end of a product, I am that same way where I'm like, I want to use every little bit and you just feel like you can't afford the next one. Like it's like I'm using every amount that I can. So I get that. But I think what I saw on her is she like cut the shampoo, like the lotion bottle and all that. I don't go that far, but I think it's great, you know? And then it is true. There's so many free things, whether you're getting free things through a group or like an attraction or something. Yep. Okay. So I loved it. Those were good. Those were good. Okay. All right. Up next is a video from a very successful minimalist.
I'm frugal and these are some of my favorite frugal things. I have one emotional support water bottle and I really don't get the point of having multiple. I've had the same 2 jeans for the past several years, a blue pair and a black pair, and I don't stress about keeping up with fast fashion trends. This is all the jewelry I own, most of which was gifted to me, but they're all things that I actually love and enjoy wearing. I stick to a grocery list, so I buy exactly what I need and no food or money goes to waste. I love my dupe Lululemon bag because I don't need to pay 3 times the price for their logo. I have a refurbished iPhone 14. I'm okay with not having the newest model because getting an upgrade every year is a waste of money.
Okay, the water bottle thing I think is brilliant. Yes, because we usually always drink out of the same one, but yet we have so many. But I'll be honest, some get like stuck in the dishwasher for me and then I have to grab another one. I don't know. I like having options, which reminds me of like her jewelry and her jeans. I'm like, oh, that's like where I like to spend money is clothes and jewelry. So I'm like, I'm probably not going to do that, but I get it. I get it. And then the grocery list one, yes and amen. Now that is a place. Food, we always say at groceries, it is so easy to go over budget with groceries. So making a list, I love that. All right, up next is a paid off vehicle hot take. Can't wait to see this one.
Call me crazy all you want, but I would much rather have a paid off old vehicle than a brand spanking new one with a huge car note. Do you agree or disagree? If you're new here, my name is Kat, and this is day 8 of my frugal living series. Each day I've been sharing tips to live a frugal life, and this one is one of my favorites. Owning my car outright gives me so much peace of mind. I'm not worried about if I'm going to make the payment each month because it's already mine. Also, I have 3 little boys, and they are crazy. The snacks, the dirt, the grime, it's just never ending, and since my vehicle is older, I don't need to be stressed out about it.
Kat, I love you, sister. Yes, all of it. Yes, I 100% agree. Wasting like up to $800, even to $1,000 on a car payment every month for something really nice, it just like, oh, it kind of irks my soul a little bit because I know it's going down in value, and especially if you have little ones, like what she was showing, so much dirt, so much mess. And you're like, I don't want to stress about it. Don't give me those brain calories. Like, no, I want to live a peaceful life. Peaceful life with a paid off car and a peaceful life, not worrying about every little spill that happens. Let's just enjoy. So, Kat, I love it. Okay, I have a feeling that a lot of our grandparents out there will think the next one is a major hot take. But before we go there, I do want to tell you about one of our sponsors, Christian Healthcare Ministries. It's open enrollment time for health insurance, and if healthcare costs are stressing you out, you are not alone. Christian Healthcare Ministries is a biblical and budget-friendly alternative to insurance, and I am proud to recommend them. With CHM, you choose your provider, submit eligible bills online, and then other believers help share the cost. And members have shared over $12 billion in health costs since CHM started almost 45 years ago. So CHM is a simple, affordable way that you can join actually anytime and not just during open enrollment. So go to chministries.org/budget to learn more. That's chministries.org/budget. All right, up next is our anti-clutter confession.
Here's something that I do not do as a frugal person. I do not hold on to crap. When I get takeout, and I occasionally do, these containers go straight in the garbage because I'm a frugal person who appreciates quality. I'm not throwing this out because it's from takeout. I'm throwing it out because it's just not great quality and I don't want to put my food in it. I will, however, keep this wonderful glass smoothie container that I got from a store. This I can repurpose and it's not going to mess with my health. The plastic takeout container will. Being frugal and not constantly decluttering is a recipe for disaster. If you're on your frugal journey, please do not hold on to clutter. Do not hold on to garbage. Only keep quality things in your house. If you hold on to quality items, you will only buy quality items. You'll also appreciate things more. When I'm shopping, I now can easily recognize junk. I'm responsible with my spending. I know what I want to keep in my house and I know what I want to throw in the trash. I'm sure there are a million ways that I could repurpose that little takeout container, but I know myself and it'll just turn into clutter. I wouldn't want to pack my lunch in the takeout container, but I'll gladly pack one of my smoothies in this nice glass jar. It's okay to have your own preferences while on your frugal journey. Love you guys. Stay frugal.
I love that. And that's so true though, because I'm like, getting rid of stuff, it frees up, I swear, just space not only in your house, but in your mind and in your emotions. I'm like, oh. And so not holding on to things just because they're free. And I think frugality can tend to lean that way. If it's like, oh, it's free, we're just going to take it. And then you just have a bunch of junk that you don't need. So I love that. Okay. Finally, number 5 is my bougie frugal friend, George Campbell.
Priceline Express.
Okay.
Allows you to get like really great deals on hotels, but you don't know what hotel you're booking.
I've heard about that.
So it makes people nervous. They're like, I don't know what hotel this is. Now they'll tell you, hey, it's a 4-star hotel with these great ratings, but you don't know specifically. I knew exactly what hotel I wanted to stay at. I was like, I want to stay at the Kimpton Aventi in New York City.
Okay.
I use a browser extension called Travel Arrow, which sees through Priceline's
Stop it.
magic cloak of invisibility and reveals exactly what hotel I'm about to book. But Priceline Express gives it to you at a steeper discount.
George Campbell, you got to love him. He's always going to find a way to save us money, people. That is what he does best. And that tip is amazing because Priceline, I mean, people have stayed in incredible hotels for like half the price when they do this. But always my fear was like, but what if like New York City, right? Like what if you're not in the area you wanted to be in? And I don't know, it kind of changes the way the trip could be if the location is off. But with his tip that you can like see through it with that arrow thing or whatever. George, we love ya. I affirm. I confirm that. Affirm and confirm, George. All the above. Okay, one tool that the frugal and not so frugal people love is Ramsey's budgeting app, EveryDollar. Okay, you guys, I love EveryDollar because not only is it a budgeting app, like I mentioned, but now you're able to see your entire financial picture in it. It gives you peace of mind and control. We love it. So I'm going to put a link down below to make sure to check that out. So I may not be the most naturally frugal person out there, but there are places where I draw a hard line. So make sure to check out my episode, 8 Things I Stopped Buying, and you should too. You can click right here, or if you're listening on podcast, I'll leave a link below. All right, you guys, remember to take control of your money and create a life you love. Hey, you guys. So today I want to challenge you on something because we're coming up to the end of the year and maybe you're not where you thought you would be when it comes to your goals or maybe even your expectations of what would happen this year. And if that's you, I'd be willing to bet that there is a little lie in there that you're starting to believe when it comes to the progress that you've made. So let's spend a little time talking about what that lie is and how you can overcome and move towards your goals in life and money. But first, do me a favor and make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons to keep this content coming back to you. All right, raise your hand if you've ever believed the lie, if I can't do this thing perfectly, then it's not worth doing at all. Anybody? Okay, I'm not a huge perfectionist. I'm more like, get it done. And if it's not done perfectly, but it's done, I'm good with it. But then I talked to some of my friends and they're like, oh my gosh, they have to do everything, so perfectly. And again, I think that there's a level of that yes, is good. Put in your best effort in life. I think that's really key. But also knowing like things are not going to go perfectly. So maybe you had a goal of paying off debts, but your payoff is a little off track. Or maybe you're wanting to budget, but you feel like, you just didn't get the hang of it and it just feels like it's messing up. Or whatever the goal is out there that you're like, man, I thought I was going to do this and it's just not panning out the way I thought it would. You are not alone. This has happened to me. It's happened to you. And we've all had setbacks like this. And it can feel like, your goal is just a lost cause because you didn't get it right. And I mean, I even see this kind of things in my kids, even this like perfectionism of like, I have to get this right. One of my sweet kids, like they lost their spelling list one week, and this particular child of mine, she is the perfectionist. And it's like everything has to be good and perfect, and she kind of worries about it. And I just see this like little stress in her already in life. And she lost her spelling words one week, and it was just tears and tears. And, oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm going to do. And we're just grabbing her hands. And I looked at her and I said, get a 0. Miss every single word on that test. You are fine. Like, this is not a life or death situation. You're in like the 2nd grade and you've gotten hundreds on every spelling test up until this point. You're going to be okay, because you know what's going to happen? If you get a 0, you're going to come home. It's going to be Friday night. We're going to watch a movie and eat pizza like we always do. And like, life goes on. You're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. And of course, sweet girlfriend like goes and gets 100 on the spelling test. Now, my other children, we probably won't have that same conversation. It's going to be more like, why do you keep forgetting your spelling tests? Like, it'll be a different thing. So we love both sides of the coin, but if you are a perfectionist out there, I just want to encourage you to throw it out the window. Like, it is not worth it. Because what if I told you that failure was the actual first step of reaching your goal? Because if you're doing something new, you guys, it's going to feel weird. It's going to feel awkward. You're not going to do it perfectly, and that's okay. And it might seem weird to talk about failing as the first step of moving forward, but that is where this mindset change is going to be great for you. That if you know, I'm going to fail somewhere along the way, and it's okay. I'm not going to do it perfectly. But when you think about things differently of what other people claim is just normal, it might seem weird at first, and that is totally okay. Because I want you to be weird, especially if that means that you're doing things intentionally, including how you spend your healthcare dollars. And one way to be intentional is with Christian Healthcare Ministries. CHM isn't health insurance. They're a health cost-sharing ministry that's helped hundreds of thousands of families like yours take care of healthcare costs without sacrificing their freedom. Programs start as low as $98 a month. So find out more and join at chministries.org/budget. That's chministries.org/budget. So if the only way you're going to reach your goals is by making progress perfectly, then you're probably never going to reach them, because the truth is nobody is perfect, shocker, and especially when you're trying something new. So if perfectionism or the fear of failure is holding you back, remember these couple of things. Number one, start where you are. Like, regardless of what's going on in your life, just say, hey, I'm going to just make the first step. So maybe that's actually creating a budget. Maybe that's listing out your debts to see which one you want to pay off first. Like, it is just that first step, but start wherever you are. Start somewhere. Start now. All right, number two, you might feel a little stupid. You might feel like, oh my gosh, I'm going to mess up this whole thing. And here's the deal. You might. Because just trying something new, you're not going to be good at it the first time, and that's okay. So again, throw this idea that, gosh, everything has to just go right every single step of the way. It's not going to. You're going to have setbacks. You're going to have to change some strategies, and that's okay. Number 3, nobody cares or thinks about you as much as you do. So just get out there. Some people have this fear of like, gosh, what if people see me fail? Nobody's looking. Let's be honest. Like, unless I guess you're screaming it from the rooftops everywhere you go, which that would be odd if you did that anyways. But like, nobody's looking for you to fail. I mean, if they are, they're a terrible person and you shouldn't think about them anyways. But I think we put so much pressure on ourselves sometimes of like, oh gosh, what are other people going to think? And the truth is they're thinking about that themselves. They're thinking, what are people going to think? Because they're thinking about themselves. They're not thinking about you. They're thinking about them. And that's the truth. So the goal in all of this, again, you guys, is to throw perfection out the window. And when you're not focused on being perfect, guess what? You survive your mistakes. And that Brene Brown quote I think is so powerful is that shame focuses on self, guilt focuses on behavior. So guilt says, yeah, I did something bad, I did something wrong, I messed that thing up, but it's okay. Where shame says, I'm bad, I'm messed up, I'm wrong. And you want to really pull those two things apart. Shame and guilt are two different things. So if you try something new and you fail, it's not that you're a failure, it's that you have failed in this. And that's okay. You get to pick yourself back up and try again. And sometimes when you're struggling to keep a goal or you're struggling with perfectionism, you need somebody in your life to hold you accountable and say, you're going to be okay. That show the progress that you're making, show yourself grace. Like you need some of that encouragement. So if you need somebody to walk with you through that, I think it is so powerful, especially when it comes to our financial goals. So I would encourage you to check out Financial Peace University. There may be a class in your area. Maybe you can do it online, but having a community around you is really key. So I will put a link below to make sure to check that out in the show notes. And if one of the goals you're trying to reach has to do with investing, number 1, I want to encourage you. Investing is a great way to build wealth. But number 2, it can be super confusing, which is why I want you to avoid some of the common investing mistakes. So keep watching to find out 7 investing mistakes to watch out for. And we'll leave a link to that video in the description. And if you're listening on podcasts, I'll leave a link to the next episode. All right, you guys, remember to take control of your money and create a life you love. Well, hey, you guys. So when it comes to winning with money and building wealth, it is a journey. And a lot of us don't get there overnight. So today I'm going to talk about the 7 stages of wealth building that I consistently see people that are struggling with their money going from struggling to a lot of peace and control and ultimately building wealth. And as we go through each of these steps, you can actually see where you are in your wealth building journey. But first, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button to stay up to date on all the money content that you need in your life. All right, the first stage of wealth building is really at ground level. So the very first thing you're going to do is make sure you have $1,000 in the bank. And this is your starter emergency fund. And why you want to start there is because for some people, maybe they have $1,000, but for 40% of Americans that can't cover a $400 emergency in cash, this is a great place to start. And in fact, Ramsey Solutions research found that only about half of Americans have $1,000 in savings. So 1/3 of Americans don't have any savings at all. So again, we see all these stats knowing that even for $1,000 for a lot of people is a really big win. And so you want to have that first step be attainable, and you want that first step to have a level of importance that's really crucial, because if things come up throughout the next couple of steps, you can always go back to that emergency fund, take money out if something were to happen so you don't go deeper in debt. Now, I want you to remember the key word here is starter. So these starter emergency funds, you're going to build it up later when we get to baby step 3. But for now, baby step 1 is $1,000 emergency fund. Baby step 2, you're going to start getting out of debt. So you're going to list out all of your debts, smallest to largest, regardless of the interest rate, pay minimum payments on everything, and pay off that smallest debt first. And what's really powerful about this is you're, again, getting some quick wins. So that $1,000 emergency fund, that's your first check. You feel good. You're doing something. You've made a goal. You accomplished it. And then when you pay off that first smallest debt in baby step 2, it does something to your confidence. It reminds you that you can make progress with your money. Now, once that is paid off, you're going to take all the payments you're paying on that smallest debt, roll it over to the second smallest debt. And once that's paid off, you have freed up the minimum payments of the first the smallest debt and the second smallest debt, all of that rolls to the third smallest debt. So it just keeps compounding and you're able to get out of debt that much faster. And when you're debt free, it's amazing because your income is all yours. Then you get to decide what to do with it. You get to decide if you want to give it, save it, spend it, invest it. You have power again versus when you have all of these payments from, car loans and student loans and personal loans and HELOCs and all of these payments going out, your income then is working for other people and other banks and not yourself. So getting out of debt is really, really crucial. Now, Financial Peace University, FPU, is an amazing tool to help you through this process. And a lot of people on Baby Step 2 go through FPU because it is our 9-lesson course that helps you understand how to handle your money and specifically how to be debt-free and how to live debt-free. Because when you don't have any consumer debt in your life, then you get to move on to Baby Step 3. And that is where you're going to take your starter emergency fund of $1,000 and bump it up to 3 to 6 months of expenses. And so what is great about this part is you have no payments and you have 3 to 6 months of expenses saved in the bank. So when things come up, then you are able to cover so many of life's unexpected issues that are thrown at you with that fully funded emergency fund. And this can be from anything from a medical scare to a job loss. And when you get to this point, you find a lot of peace because you don't have payments and you have a lot of money saved, which is so great. Now, once that is complete, you're going to move on to baby steps 4, 5, and 6. And you're going to do these together. But before we get into that, I want to tell you about a headline that I saw recently that blew my mind. 1/3 of the U.S. population's background info is now public. So for 115 million of us, data breaches mean that our info is out there for anyone to find. And this is like our names and addresses and phone numbers and so much more. So that is why I love Delete Me, because they go in and they remove your information from hundreds of data broker websites that buy, sell, and trade your personal data. So take control of your online privacy with Delete Me. Individual Delete Me plans start as low as $9 a month. So sign up today at joindeleteme.com/Rachel for 20% off or click the link in the description. All right, baby step 4 is funding 15% of your income into retirement. So this is going to look like Roth IRAs, 401ks, 403bs. So just take 15% of your income and you want to put it in retirement accounts. Now, what's great about these specific retirement accounts is they have tax advantages to them because things like the Roth IRA, and if you have a Roth 401k, then you are able to take money out when you get to 59 and a half years old, and the growth on that account is not taxed, which is huge, you guys. So again, when it comes to investing, remember, match beats Roth beats traditional. So if you have a 401k at work or a 403b and your employer matches, go ahead and go up to their match, then take the rest of your money over to a Roth IRA and max it out. And if you do max it out and you still have 15% of your income left, go back to your 401k or 403b and put more money in. But that 15% going to those tax advantage accounts, like retirement accounts, is so huge and so great. So when you're doing that, if you have kids, you also want to do some investing for them. So when it comes to their college and education, you want to start saving for them. So opening up a 529 account or an ESA, which is an educational savings account, are great places to start, because when you are able, if you are able at this step to help your kids go to college at any financial level, that is such a gift, because so many college students take out debt. They go through college and then they start off their financial lives in a hole that they're having to climb out of. And again, we just see this whole world of education that people just feel emotionally detached in a sense because people pick out-of-state schools or private schools and they go to expensive institutions when they don't have the money. And so they're deeper and deeper in the financial hole. So if you don't have money saved and your kids are looking to go to college anytime soon, things like a gap year is great to save up and cash flow their college after that. Even them going to a community college for a year or two. So there's ways to still get an education and be wise about it. But if you have young kids, again, being able to save for their college early on is really huge. And these are investments. So that means that they are going to grow over time, which again is a great place to put your money. Now, after you do that, so you have 15% of your income going to retirement. If you have kids, you put a little bit in some college funds. If you have any extra margin, then we recommend throwing it at your mortgage. So getting your house paid off is baby step 6. And this is the big one. Okay. This takes on average, people that are doing this plan, on average 9 years. Now, the average American has a monthly mortgage of almost $1,775. So if you could imagine that being freed up, which is usually the most expensive line item in people's budget is their housing, whether it's rent or a mortgage. It's incredible to think that you could take that money and give it, invest it, spend it. I mean, it frees up so much, and you just own your house free and clear. And when you don't have debts and you don't have a bank telling you what to do with your income, again, you have more options and you have more freedom. But like we said at the beginning of this is a journey. Okay. It takes a while. And again, on average, just that one step is 9 years. So you want to enjoy your life during this time, but any extra money you can throw at your mortgage is incredible. Even if you throw an extra payment a year, you can pay your house off 4 years earlier. So if you were on a 30-year mortgage, then you pay it off in 26 years, right? I mean, and if you think about it, you keep making those kind of extra payments and you get it down so quickly, which is what we want for you. And then once your house is paid off, then you move on to baby step 7. And that is where you build wealth and continue to be extremely generous. So this is a process and a system to put into place. But again, I love this idea because there are steps, there are guidelines, and you can actually follow something tactically when it comes to your money. Because if you want to reach your goals, having a system in place that helps you do that is really, really important. Okay, so as we've laid out all these steps, it's good for you to pinpoint kind of where you're at and maybe what the next step for you can be. Because again, forward progress is always important when it comes to your money. And this allows you to focus on one goal at a time, which again, I love because I want you to see progress with your money. So if you want to get started with this, one of the best things that you can do in all of these steps is to budget. That's because budgeting is going to help you tell your money what to do. So these steps are important, but the budget is the tactical tool that you're going to use every single month to actually get the extra income to throw at the debt. It's actually going to show you, hey, here's margin here. So you're going to use that to fund your baby step 1, maybe for that $1,000. So whatever it looks like, budgeting is so, so crucial. So I'll put a link to our Every Dollar budget down below so you can check that out. And if you're new to budgeting or you want to see how I do it myself, then make sure to watch the next video where I show you how I would budget a $7,000 income per month. Or click the link in the show notes if you are listening on podcast. All right, you guys, remember to take control of your money and create a life you love.